Well, good morning. Welcome to this edition of our weekly Ag Market Network market update. We do this each Thursday as the export sales come out just to see what they are and see what the reaction of the market is. So we're going to go to that right now. Cotton market is showing that the number, a little less than last week, 125,000 running bales. China took 84,700. That's good. Number one taker. Turkey took 21,500. India took 16,300. Pakistan took 10,300. China also canceled 11,600. The new crop sales were 32,800. That's better than we've seen. And China took 15,400 of that, so that's good. Shipments of 350,100. That's good. And as far as the very early reaction of the market, cotton was up 2 before the report. Right now it is down 5. So a little bit of a disappointment over those sales. Let's go to soybeans. Net sales of 399,500 metric tons. The number one taker in beans was 155,900 out of Germany. China took 142,600. That's a light number for China for soybeans. Japan took 70,200. Reaction of the market, beans were up 1 cent before the report, now up a half, so slightly lower. Corn, 855,900 metric tons. South Korea took 193,500 metric tons. Mexico took 127,400 metric tons. Taiwan took 93,000 metric tons. Corn before the report was up a penny. Now it's up about 3/4. Wheat, net sales of 298,600 metric tons. South Korea took 75,500 metric tons. Sri Lanka took 65,000 metric tons, and Japan took 38,500 metric tons. Now, wheat was down 2.5 before the report. Now it's down 3.25. So these numbers were relatively light compared to previous weeks. Markets so far, and it hadn't had much time to react, but so far it's a little bit lower than it was before that. I want to make some comments about the market. When it comes to agricultural market, it's still all about the tariffs. It's been that since last June, and when we were at high levels. And as we look forward into the future, it's still going to be all about the tariffs. The dominant news will not be about so much the weather or crop preparation or acres. It's going to be what happens with the tariffs. We did have an odd statement yesterday from Trump. He said this: he will keep the tariffs imposed on China for quite a while, even after an agreement is made, to make sure that China is complying. Well, that's good, but that's a little confusing in a negotiation to tell them that even though they have an agreement, we're not going to continue. We're not going to change and take the tariffs off of them, which have been the motivation for having the agreement. Maybe I'm not seeing that right, but that's what they're showing in the news this morning. He said yesterday. Cotton bottomed back February the 12th at 71. 2 days ago, we were trading at 76.35 for a rally of 535 points in May cotton. Right now, May cotton is up 6 at 75.56. A very quiet market right now. What happens if we get the trade agreement? Well, I think we would see old crop cotton certainly lead the way, and we could see it up in the 80s. Low 80s certainly is possible, and maybe even higher, depending on the details of a trade agreement and when that happens. Looking at soybeans, corn, and wheat, it's still all about the tariffs also, but mainly about soybeans, and soybeans are the leader there. What could we see happen in soybeans in the last 2 months? The grain and oilseed have not done well. Cotton has been moving up and trending up. These grains have actually been trending down. That's been a little bit confusing. Off anticipation of a trade deal, you would think it would not be that. But if we did get a trade deal, what would it mean? You could see old crop beans rally $1. You could see corn have a really good bounce, and you could have wheat have a really good bounce. But the main focus here is still soybeans and also cotton. and both will react in a very positive way. The news in recent weeks has been positive with regard to a trade agreement. It's just occasionally you'll get some news coming out from the administration that's a little confusing. But still, the market's reacted in a positive way. Cotton seems to think we're getting a trade agreement and it's going to be really good. Let's take a look at one last view of the market. May cotton up 4 at 75.54. May soybeans up a half at 906 and a half. We are a little higher now in cotton, a little lower in beans. Corn up a half. It was up 1, now it's up a half after the report. And wheat right now is down 4 1/4. So wheat's dropped almost 2 cents just in the last few minutes since this report came out. So that's it. Have a good day. Thanks for being with us for this edition of the weekly Ag Market Network Market Report. We'll see you later.